Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are, welcome to AI for Good, all year and of course, always online. I'm Chris Botman, presenting AI for Good Perspectives. It's a year-round digital platform where AI innovators and problem owners learn, build, and connect to identify practical AI solutions to advance the UN Sustainable Development Goals. AI for Good Perspectives offers expert insights, global visions, and shared solutions from the AI for Good community. And we'll get just that in this conversation as I'm joined by the Foundation Botner. Our guests are all around the world, Vietnam, Switzerland, and India, and I'm in France. So let's get straight away. Our guests are Trang Truong, Senior Program Manager of AIP Foundation, Niruja Gupta, Assistant Program Manager from SafetyPin, and Siddhartha Jha, AI and Digital Innovation Lead at Foundation Botner, as they'll discuss real-life examples and the opportunities and challenges of using AI and digital platforms to boost youth involvement. Good to have you all with me. Let's start with you, Sid. So, what's the urgency, the challenge to youth engagement? What's the problem to be addressed?
Thank you, Chris, for that question. Foundation Botner is focused on the well-being of youth and young people around the world. And one of the facts of the times that we live in is that the world is the youngest it has been till now. So the population which is young, which is below 29 years of age or below 24 even, is the biggest that it has been in the history of our planet. Now, a lot of these young people, and especially those who are below 18 years, their life plays out in urban and digital spaces for the rest of their lifetimes. But they have very little say in the infrastructures that are developed in cities and also in digital spaces where they spend a lot of their time playing, studying, working, making relationships. And especially with the advance now of AI, it's very important that their views and their inputs are taken into account while we develop these physical and digital and AI infrastructures. And so that the actors who are involved in the development of these services in cities and in digital spaces, they can adequately address their needs and concerns. And that's why it's very important to take their input into account. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now, Niruja and Trang, of course, you're in India and in Vietnam, and you work with the foundation. You can tell us a bit about what you do very quickly. And also, youth engagement is so important because I understand that both those countries have very young populations as well.
I'm Niruja Gupta, and I work with SafetyPin. SafetyPin is an organization that works towards building cities that are equitable, safe, inclusive for everybody, especially women, and through the project that we are doing with Botner for young women. To highlight and to ponder upon your question, why is youth engagement important? I would like to throw a fact. With 66% of population below the age of 35, India has positioned itself as the world's youngest nation with a median age of 29. This demographic advantage, while promising, can only fully contribute to the nation's development when the youth are equipped to mitigate challenges of urbanization. Youth engagement is important because young people are not just the future, but they are active stakeholders in the city at the moment. They bring fresh ideas, they have a better understanding of technology, they know how to address urban challenges which are urgent in nature, like education, employment, and climate resilience. Our program, that is Cities for Youth, supported by Foundation Botner, we use digital tools to ensure voices are heard and acted upon that can lead to more inclusive and resilient communities. Thank you.
Extraordinary. So that fact, 2/3 of the population is under the age of 30 in India?
Yes.
Wow, it's an amazing stat. Trang, over to you.
Thank you for your question. My name is Trang Truong. I'm currently working at AIP Foundation. AIP Foundation is a non-profit organization dedicated to saving lives on the roads and increasing access to safe, equitable, and sustainable mobility for all. And why is youth engagement so important to our organization? You know, our world is home to the largest population of young people. Youth empowerment has become an important cross-cutting issue for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals together. In our project, the AI and the Empowering Youth for Safer Roads has proven to be a simple, interesting, and accessible way for our young people to self-advocate for safety measures. Participating in empowering activities can help young people to realize that the change is feasible, increasing their motivation to participate in this improvement. They begin to believe their concern will be acknowledged and considered seriously by decision makers. And this continuous change will encourage young people to develop safer habits and a stronger sense of community responsibility.
Interesting. Thank you. Turning back to you, Neeraj, what role can digital platforms play in strengthening youth participation and inclusion?
So, Chris, digital platforms are actually game changers at the moment. They provide easy and accessible avenues for young people to voice their opinions, connect with peers, and engage with decision makers. For example, through the Cities for Youth program, our youth fellows use the My SafeTippin app to conduct safety audits in their cities. Now, while conducting safety audits, they were assessing public spaces on parameters like street lighting, walkability, public transportation, gender usage, and others. This crowdsourced data reflects the lived experiences of young people and has been integrated into the city platforms like on the Jaipur Smart City ICOC, which is an integrated city data platforms. Based on this data that was collected by young people, 90% of street lights have been improved in the Jaipur heritage area of the state of Rajasthan. And this action was taken by city officials. So the use of digital platforms and data ensures that youth voices are not just heard, but also acted upon to strengthen the youth participation and inclusion in our cities.
Interesting. Trang, coming back to you, tell me about some existing applications for digital and AI for social change, some real case examples if you've got them in Vietnam.
That's a great question. In Vietnam, you know, there is a lack of consistently collected road safety data for our decision makers to allocate their resources effectively. And with support from the Foundation Botna, the FAA Foundation, we are in partnership with the International Road Assessment Program, develop a youth engagement app as a part of the AI project. The app is a platform to support our young people to share their safety perception on their travel to school. Through the project, young people were empowered to create nearly 20,000 pins for the locations near their school. Their feedback helped us to identify locations for further technical assessment to determine star rating of their school zone. And then our young people shared the result to the local authorities and told them what they want to change. As a result, the project and other funded projects improved 9 schools, and the government also implemented upgrades at 13 other schools.
Interesting. Neeraj, can you match that?
Yeah, so I can give some of the examples from our context and our region. Definitely, Chris, like digital platforms are making a tremendous stride in driving social change for young people in the context of India, in the context of Rajasthan, where our program is currently based. So to give you a few examples, there's an e-Mitra platform that was launched by the government of Rajasthan. It is a platform where the citizens can access different government and private services on daily basis. For example, through the Cities for Youth program, also our youth leaders use the Swachhata app. This Swachhata app is actually an app designed for sanitation and cleanliness in the cities. It is developed by Janagraha and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. And our youth went around in the city, conducted audits through that Swachhata app, and assessed public spaces and public toilets for cleanliness and accessibility. They registered complaints which are supposed to be met in stipulated time. Additionally, tools like SafetyPin Night, another digital tool developed by SafetyPin, was also used to assess street safety. This platform uses machine learning algorithm to analyze street images for safety parameters and supplement this data by trained coders. It's honestly an exciting time for a positive impact through technology that is being led in India across various platforms.
Sid, just turning to you. You like what you hear so far?
Yes, it's and this confirms what I said in the beginning. It's very important to give young people the chance to give their input as we develop services and infrastructures in cities and in digital spaces as well. And these create feedback loops from a very important group whose perspectives are traditionally not taken into account formally. And that's a great opportunity for the world. And we should tap into the power of digital platforms to give the young people the collective agency to shape their environments better, more and more. Yes, so totally like what I hear. Thank you, Chris.
So turning back to you, Niruja, and then you, Trang. Niruja, you first. What are the key learnings from youth engagement?
Yeah, I would actually like to answer that question with a small quote from David Harvey. The right to the city is far more than the individual's liberty to access urban resources. It is a right to change ourselves by changing the city. This particular quote has been a driving force in understanding what youth engagement can mean through our program. There are four key elements or four key points that I would like to throw some light on. Youth as a problem solver for urban well-being. Gathering data enables young people to diagnose complex structural challenges, identify needs, and suggest solutions. Used as advocates for change. Data becomes the evidence based on which youth creates spaces for dialogues with communities and officials to make cities responsive for gender and youth responsiveness. Youth as carriers of knowledge and narratives. Young people become carriers of narratives and knowledge to peers and have intergenerational dialogues with their families as well. And last but not the least, this kind of a thing opens up multiple spaces, be it online, be it offline, for citizens to engage on civic issues. Empowered youth leaders create multiple organic spaces for citizens to learn and engage on multiple issues of urban well-being. These are four key broad learnings that I can, highlight through our program.
Turning to you, Trang, what can you tell us about what you've learned from youth engagement?
Yeah, during project implementation, we have some key learnings. I can give you some example. Firstly, youth perception is a data. We support the collection of perception from our young people that don't need validation. Different individuals perceive the environment differently, so there is no right or wrong. Another key learning was youth want to be heard. As you know, they will not continue engaging with the tool if they don't see their voice being heard and not see the changes on the ground. So they deserve to receive something back.
Thank you. Niruja, we can't avoid AI. AI is growing all the time. Tell us about how you're using it for the future.
Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I think AI has immense potential to further the mission of Cities for Youth in the state of Rajasthan. For instance, integrating AI platforms for our tools like the SafetyPin Night to collect real-time analysis of street safety using advanced image recognition to identify potential hazards instantly. That can be one way of seeing advancement. To quote another example, AI chatbots can be developed for young people so that they can access resources and help and support on issues like mental health, education, and career guidance, making these services more accessible and personalized for marginalized youth. These platforms could bring together like-minded individuals to voice their opinion, practice and participate in decision-making processes, and collaborate on community-driven initiatives. Additionally, AI can help conduct more sophisticated user perspective surveys by analyzing large-scale data. This can uncover deep insights into youth needs and aspirations in the city. We could also extend AI techniques to data visualization and storytelling, where complex data could represent to engage decision makers, civil society, citizen group for youth-centric practices and policies.
Thank you. Sid, back to you. I've been working now with the AI for Good team for, about 5-6 years now. AI, it's evolving so fast. At Botner, how do you keep up?
Yeah, I think one of the important ways of learning in an evolving age is to learn from our partners. As Fonson Botnar, we are privileged to have partners who use AI to further different social impact causes, and being in touch with them, seeing what works on the ground, what needs to be supported, and also supporting and facilitating conversations which further our own learning, our organizational learning, but also learning of our partners is something we strongly believe in. And that's how we are able to keep up a little bit. It's a very fast changing world. And it's very important to take advantage of the community that we have as Fonsion Botnar, and also the young people who we seek to serve. They are digital natives. So if we listen to them, we can keep up.
Honest. Turning back to you, Trang, and then Niruja. Trang, you first. Urban planning often overlooks youth's needs and marginalized communities. So tell me how AI and digital innovations contribute to making urban planning basically more youth inclusive.
It's a very interesting question. As you know, AI technology has transformed the way to collect and analyze the data in urban planning. In traditional data collection methods, such as survey or manual observation, are time-consuming and limited in scope. In our project, AI technology improves mobility by enabling young people to identify high-risk locations, and this map allows authorities to target their action more effectively.
Niruja, over to you.
Yeah, Chris. This is urban planning and urban challenges are really complex in nature. AI and digital innovation can make urban planning more inclusive by analyzing this complex and diverse data set. This can include spatial layers, socioeconomic diversity, growth aspirations, and challenges of the city and its citizens. Tools like crowdsourcing and predictive analytical tools can highlight gaps in current urban planning and ensuring that policies and design actually reflect the voices and experiences of all its citizens. This will help address the need of not only the youth, but also marginalized communities and other vulnerable groups in the cities.
For sure. We could talk for hours, but we can't. So let's have a wrapping up. So starting with you, Sid, what is your call for action?
Yeah, I would love philanthropic organizations and funders to invest more in the space of AI and digital, especially enhancing the agency of young people and youth population, enabling actors to intervene in an informed manner as they further the good causes, and especially which bear upon the young people. At the same time, I would encourage not-for-profits and social impact organizations to actively use some of these tools and engage with young people to get their views in their programming and encourage participation, making our cities and our digital futures more inclusive.
Niruja.
I absolutely second with Siddharth in this. I would like to give some points which I consider are important in this case for call for action. Embracing technologies, city planners, policymakers, community leaders have to start to embrace technology and integrate AI and digital tools in their urban environment. Fostering collaboration between government agencies, tech companies, educational institutes, and civil society organizations to deploy AI platforms that support youth engagement. We have to start investing in training young people to make them equipped with skills that are needed to use these digital technologies effectively. and promote inclusivity to ensure that digital platforms and AI tools are accessible to all young people, regardless of their socioeconomic backgrounds. Advocate for youth-centric policies using insights gathered from AI-driven data that address the unique needs and aspirations of young people. And last but not the least, as Siddharth said, that we have to continue supporting innovation through AI and technologies and keep improving our urban environments for the youth.
Terrific. And over to you, Trang.
Thank you. As we navigate an increasing digital world, and the potential of AI technology to drive social impact is immense. Our AI and me demonstrate how we can harness these tools to create safer, more inclusive communities by empowering youth to actively participate in shaping their future. AIB Foundation, we invite everyone to remember that youth voice does not be acknowledged, but actively contribute to AI for Good projects. Let's work together and ensure our young people are at the forefront of driving social change through AI. Feel free to connect with us to create more social impact together. We would like to hear from our youth.
Thank you. So, as I said at the beginning of this conversation, AI for Good Perspectives is all about insights, visions, and solutions. And we got that with this really global conversation. So thank you to all three of you. It's been great. And we'll have a chance to, I'm sure, to talk about much more about this in the coming months. So stay tuned. There's much more from AI for Good. And remember, it's all year and always online. See you soon.